Taurus, hi my loves, and thanks for coming through. I am Star. Of course, this is Ascendstar Tarot, and this is going to be for all of our sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mercury, however you associate with Taurus, this is going to be the reading for you. Keep in mind that time is fluid, so this could really resonate anytime throughout. Nope. This can really resonate anytime throughout Virgo season, but this is definitely what is expected to go down for you like this season, Taurus, right? Uranus is currently in Taurus. So self-care is definitely big right now. If you do not know your moon, rising, Venus, or Mars sign, please reach out to me on any of my outlets listed below, where you can also go for your personal or to book your personal readings. We can definitely do a birth chart consultation. Right now they are $77.77. 77. No, I think I definitely said too many sevens, right? But it's $77.77, right? But it's priceless, because I feel like, you're going through it, you're looking at all of these tarot videos, but you're only getting your sun sign, and that is just part of the picture. That is not your whole. So if you actually want that full picture, right? Like, you definitely got to be able to know about the other placements in your chart and not just your sun sign, because the sun sign is just one part of you, and there are so many different parts, unless you're just one of those people and all of your planets were in the same place, right? And that's just not likely. So yeah, definitely reach out to me if that is something that you want to know about. So we are in this Virgo season. We know Virgo is the number 9. Things are coming into completion, right? We are in realization mode. We are realizing what is holding us back and what's stopping us from being able to move forward, right? We are trusting our knowledge. We're trusting our experience. We are using our knowledge and our intuition in order to be able to move forward in life. We're learning from the lessons the past 9 months, like from the beginning of January. Taurus, what have you learned? Like, what have you been going through, right? Like, what has really been going on, like, with you? What have you realized? What are your responsibilities? What are you committing to? Are you committing to things that are really not serving your higher self or your higher good? Or are you still like operating in, those shadow energies, those things that you don't want anyone to know about yourself? Are you overly connected to the outcomes or the physical outcomes of things, like, right? Are you able to recognize love in your life when it shows up? Are you the person that's stopping love from showing up in your life? And if so, how do you turn that around? How do you find the commitment that you need? How are you making the right choice? Like, are you trusting in spirit and your actual in your intuition, to actually be able to guide you so that you can nurture those feelings and those shadow things, to make those actually something to grow from those things, so that you're able to manifest and bring more things in based on those things, right? This is that Mercury energy. This is being thoughtful. This is being communicative. This is, with Virgo, this is actually continuing to be loyal. This is an earth sign as well, so you're kind of at home with this sign as well. But when it comes to it all, like, are you able to be vulnerable and naked with yourself so that you can actually get and go to the next place in life? Like, basically, this is you being able to analyze yourself on a grounded level, and able to communicate not just with yourself, but able to communicate with others, your shadow sides, and being able to deal with that. And when I say communicate with others, your shadow sides, like, you don't just come out and tell everything that's wrong with you. Like, you don't got to tell everybody that you're struggling with your light bill, which you probably not, but I'm just saying, like, you don't got to tell everybody that that, you know, about the bad relationship that caused you, you know, to not trust people, which you probably are open with that. But I'm just saying, it's not something that you tell everybody. It's not, you know, like you actually, there is more to communication than verbal communication, right? So it's how are you handling people, you know, like do people know that you don't like peanut butter and jelly, or you just get mad when they hand you the peanut butter and jelly because you haven't had a conversation about it? You know, that's like the quickest example I could come up with, right? So we know we're dealing with Aquarius right now, and Aquarius gives us the Judas, the disciple Judas, right? Knowing with my Christian background, I'd like to compare this like universal language of tarot to different theologies and things of that nature. Because I am Christian, you know, a lot of times, like when I was coming into my own knowledge, like the best way for me to be able to relate it in the beginning was relating it back to church and things that I had learned and grown there. So Virgo's disciple is actually Philip. You know, like he's not somebody that you really know. He's not somebody that's like totally like out in the open, right? He's not a name that is mentioned a lot. But he had a real big impact, you know, like he actually, when he met Jesus, he was with John the Baptist, and he left John the Baptist. And he was like, yo, like water is healing, you know, it's the cooling water. Stepped in the water and the water was cold, you know, it chilled my body, but it didn't harm my soul, you know, like the water's been good to my soul. But this man here, you know, like he going around and he doing stuff, and he's, you know, teaching other people, like, I want to do what he doing, you know, I want to be a part of that team. So he left John and he went with Jesus, right? And he went and he spread the word and the gospel of Jesus Christ. And then he even brought other friends, you know, to spread the word and to be disciples of Jesus. He brought in Bartholomew, right? And then after that, you know, when it was time to feed the 5,000 with the loaves and, you know, with the bread and the fish, you know, he came in and he did that too. You know, he broke it all down, you know, to make sure that everybody had enough. You know, like hold on, Jesus, how we gonna feed all these people with this little bit of food? Like, Jesus, did you think about that before you said it? And Jesus is like, well, you go ahead and you figure it out, right? And he figured it out, and he made sure everybody ate, you know? And then even when it was at the Last Supper, you know, he shows up eating a lot. You know, Philip was kind of my kind of person, you know? Like, food just make you feel better, right? So, yeah. So he basically, you know, when they were at the Last Supper, and Jesus was telling them, you know, I'm going forth to prepare this house. You know, my Father's house has many mansions. Like, you know, you gonna have one too. And Philip was like, your daddy? Well, I thought you was doing this. Well, let me meet your daddy. Like, where your daddy at? And Jesus had to tell him, like, wait, Philip. Now, anybody that knows me knows my daddy. If you done see me, you done see my daddy. I'm doing all this for my daddy. Like, and that's just what it is, Philip. And then Philip was like, oh, okay. All right, well, I guess I see your daddy when I see him. And he just let it be what it was. And it's not that he was testing Jesus. No, he wasn't doing that at all. But because he was analytical and he always wanted to get things right, and he wanted things to work in proper order, that's just like how they went. Like, that is just what happened, you know. He was able to communicate what it is that he wanted to say, but, you know, he didn't really say much about it, you know. Not that he didn't really say much about it. He didn't say it like in a negative way, right? It wasn't what he was saying, it was how he was saying it, right? So when it comes to Taurus and Virgo, this is actually a good energy, right? Because it's like rationale, it's like both signs are very rational, and they like to build, and, you know, they kind of like they kind of are like homebodies, things of that nature. So the energy itself actually goes together like very well, because this is Venus and Mercury together, right? Like Taurus is brought to us by Venus, Virgo is brought to us by Mercury. So, you know, that passion, that love actually, you know, meets meets a analytical type of body, you know, somebody that doesn't mind crossing T's and dotting I's, because that's what Taurus does anyway, right? So Taurus, if you are looking for love this season, love may very, 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 very well be on its way in for you. You know, you are always showing up as the Queen of Pentacles. That is definitely who you are. You are definitely warm. You are you know, you are warm, you are materialistically, like you are definitely you're secure. Like money is not something that you worry about a lot. Like you are very easy, you very easily juggle like home and work. You're definitely like by the book, you're like business minded, all that great stuff. And what I love, right, because the High Priestess is coming up as your next card here. And I'm loving that because earlier, you know, a few months back, Taurus, like you were really, really having trouble like letting go, like, you know, like not wanting to be like in control, like maybe, you know, like really, really like in that masculine energy, like a whole lot, whether you're the male or the female, because if that energy starts to be too much of anything is not a good thing, right? So that energy got to the point where it was actually just being too much, and you've been able to actually calm that down, right? It's like you've been able to balance out the sensuality. It's like you've acknowledged that maybe sometimes when I'm over here and I'm being the Queen of Pentacles, when I'm sticking to my guns, like maybe I'm coming off a bit too stubborn, or maybe like, you know, I'm just liking things myself too much, or maybe I am just like stuck on the material side or the material aspect of it in itself. But when this High Priestess comes up, then we're actually dealing with the truth of it all, right? We're dealing with the actual emotional side of it. We're dealing with what it is that we know. We are trusting our actual intuition. We are bringing together, we are finding balance in that feminine and that feminine and that masculine energy. But we are also acknowledging that spirit is there. She's dressed in that blue. That is mental thought, that is concept, that is the ability to actually trust your intuition and your overall emotions. There may be things, you know, you're working on, or you've been working on, the things that were actually hidden, you know, the things that you didn't want anyone to know, at least the things you thought no one actually saw, right? So kudos to you, Taurus, for working on that stuff. Good job, way to go. All right. So there's definitely partnerships that are coming in. Like I said, if you are looking for, on the market right now, you are looking for love is definitely there. Like there are choices to actually be made. Like it's almost like you are learning that you cannot do this by yourself. And it's really, you are figuring out your own love language too, Taurus, because I don't think that you understood your own love language, or even what holds you back when it does come to you and love. So you've been able to recognize that, and there may be even some relationships that are mending or coming back together. There are definitely new partnerships that are here. Now, you being that Queen of Pentacles actually coming up, there's definitely things materially that are happening for you. There's definitely some type of new start. It could be a new start in business that is actually coming up. There's definitely communication about that new business that's coming up. There's new love that is here as well. This is you actually being in contact with spirit, right? Like trusting your intuition, like trusting your spirit self. I almost feel like you go from focusing fully on, you know, like money and finance, because you already know you're secure, right? Like, and I just have to be honest, like some of you Taurus women out there, the man that you're interested in, he's not going to make as much as you. Not to say that he doesn't have the potential to make more than you do, but at this point, he's not going to make more than you. So it's like spirit is trying to ask you not to focus on this Virgo season, analyzing yourself. Don't just focus on the money. Focus on what it is that you really want for real. Like, focus on the love and the communication, because that's what you're missing. Like don't go looking for things that you already have. Of course, you don't, I can understand, you wanting someone that can take care of themselves. Yeah, but don't focus on the material stuff. Especially if you know materialistically, like, you can take care of yourself, Like, don't let finances hold you back from the love of your life. Because he's going to be your friend. And he's going to be there for you to the very end. Even when the money is gone. Because let's be real, like, Taurus, like, we know that you're good and you're in a good position. But if this world lately, since 2020 has been teaching us some things, like the world may never, ever, ever, be like it was before. And many people have lost jobs and lost positions that they were in. Like, so it's like, let's not base everything in actual money, okay? This is, once again, balance. Balance is needed. Balance in communication. Like, being fair, like being fair to yourself by actually trusting spirit. Because as you can see, like this blue here is like giving me like intuition, right? Like, this automatically gives me this. So this is actual spirit. This is sun. This is energy. This is the universe, right? So the universe feeds you, right? But when it comes to your intuition, you need to be able to balance that out. You need to be able to trust it. Because it's like, you have intuition. It's like you hear your intuition, but you don't always follow through with it, right? Because you're like so busy in your own world, thinking your own thoughts, and based on everything that that's what you're basing everything on. Like, I've seen this before, so it gotta be this. Like, and it's like spirit is saying like, nah. Nah, that's not what I want you to do. Remember, keep your eye on the prize. Your eye on the prize is love, communication, healing, right? New chances in love, new love offers. That's what your prize is. That's what you're focusing on. Come about this money situation. That's because that's not what it is. Money does not balance you out, right? And what is meant for you is not going to pass you by. Okay? Like, you have this 3 of Wands here. It's almost like you're waiting on something. But what you're waiting on is definitely coming through for you. But you got to trust spirit. You got to trust your intuition. And all those things that didn't work in the past, just leave them as things in the past that didn't work. Stop bringing them to the forefront all the time. I didn't even see this card. Look at you. Look at this card. It's your card. Queen of Cups. That's what you want. You have so much love to offer. And it's like, I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. Never seen this kid. I have never, ever, ever seen this kid in the Queen of Wands. Do you see? This Queen of Cups. Do you see it? Some of you are pregnant or wishing for babies, and they're coming. But you can't let real love pass you by. You have to get out of focusing on... You're showing up as the Queen of Pentacles because that's you, but you have to put love first. You have to put love first. You're going to get exactly what you're looking for once you are able to put love first. And get out your head about the situation. Like, it's time to get out of your head, right? You are giving away your power. Like, by focusing on the physical so much, you're giving away your power, your love power. You are a badass. Act like it, right? Take a shot. Don't be scared. There's somebody out there that you want. Take a shot. They want you just like you want them. Okay, take 12. Take 1. Okay, maybe 2. Move on. Like take your shot. Like Don't be scared. Don't talk yourself out of any situation. The project, the person, the idea, it is waiting. Get after that shit. The world has your back. Spirit has your back. Spirit has your back. All over your back. It's bringing in the partnerships for you. But you got to show love. You got to be soft. You got to be caring. You have a tendency to be jealous. You got to be real about that kind of stuff. I don't know where that came from, but Taurus, maybe you're jealous of other people in their love lives. I don't know. But some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. And you know what your issues are, Taurus. So if that makes sense and it resonates, I definitely appreciate you coming through. Go ahead, hit that like button, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell, right? Thank you so much for coming through and spending your most valuable currency with me, which is your time, Taurus. You are always appreciated. Now go be great.